We're about to encounter a very famous Gemara in all of Shas. This is the Gemara of Pi, which is literally all over Shas. But let's get there. Let's not be too scared. It'll probably be more tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. That's the way these things go. It's never today. But let's get there. So we started yesterday with all the shitos that hold diras keva. Now, when we started reading it, some people made mention that this is a random conglomeration of shitos, and what does it mean keva precisely? So everyone here was mechaving to Tosfos, who makes this observation. If you look at Tosfos, we'll start with the Tosfos, as unique as that is. Look at Tosfos Kulu Svirlu. Again, so we have a whole list of Amorayim. It's smack in the middle of the first one line is the Mechsei Kischach, right? Let's just look at the list. Can't start with Tosfos. Let's just remind ourselves of the list. Again, Amar Abaye, Rebbe, Rav Yoshia, Rav Yehuda, Rav Shimon, Rav Gamliel, Beis Shammai, Rav Eliezer, Achirim, Kulu Svirlu Sugadiras Keva Beinon. So we have 8 Gedolim. And then we're about to learn the list in a moment. Tosfos right away makes mention Kulu Svirlu Sugadiras Keva Beinon, Al Karchacha, Einon Shavin. All these shitas aren't the same. Why? He gives you the simplest raya. The Rebbe, Ba'idalit Amo, he says we're about to see. And Beis Shammai needs told Reish Ruba Shalchane, which is 7 Tfachim. So they can't be the same level of Keva if they're giving different Shirim. It's very simple and beautiful raya. But it just bolsters that which everyone said yesterday, that Lamaisa, it just means some level of keva. Keva is different, and as we pointed out yesterday, this is not the keva of daf beis, of a sukkah of barzel, of a steel structure. This is a keva of at some level permanence. With that slight introduction, let's dive into the Gemara. So again, Rebbe, Rav Yeshiva, Rav Yehuda, Rav Shimon, Rav Gamliel, Beis Shammai, Rav Eliezer, Acheir, Kulu Svirlu, Sukkah Diras Keva Beinon. Rebbe, Deitanya, Rebbe, Amir Kol Sukkah Shem, V'Dalam Zalam, Pesula. So what does that mean? That means it has to be Keva. What does that mean it has to be Keva? What Dalet Amos is Keva? It means it's more Keva, it's more permanent, it's a proper structure. Rav Yeshia, here, pass him down, I feel bad. You have to stand up. That's good too. Listen, different avodas, similar avodah grada, similar avodah. Someone just sent me a whole study how if you keep it's mamash, it sounds like a Musar shmuz. It was a not Jewish guy. How keeping your finger on the place. I was like hearing the Rebbe, finger on the place, mamash. Keeping your finger on the place makes you read faster, makes you better reading comprehension. Like a whole shmuz about finger on the place. It was beautiful. But it's true. It's pasha true. But anyways, I don't know if we needed Yena guy. Jim Quick is his name. Famous guy. Look him up. But anyways, this is one of his biggest sayyidus in life. He showed up to the cheder, and he saw them with the finger on the place. And no, he didn't. But anyways, Rav Yeshua Damaran. Rav Yeshua, was that what you just said? Who remembers what Rav Yeshua was? We just had him. No? No? At the walls as well needs to be creating shade. Good. Rav Yehuda, hopefully remember. We officially threw out last night anyone who didn't know Rav Yehuda. So if you're back, that means you know Rav Yehuda. If you forgot again, temporary, what's it called? Not insanity. Not amnesia. What's it called? Amnesia. Amnesia. Rav Yehuda did Baruch Chaste Hashem. Ari's home with baby. Chaste Hashem. It's Tfilis Baruch Hashem. But you can always still learn B'schusay. Rav Yehuda did Tanan. Sakashi Gavaya Lamal Mechav Hama. Sakashi Chav Hama Psula. Rav Yehuda Machsh. Rabbi Shimon did Tani. Rabbi Shimon. I won't throw you out if you don't know Rabbi Shimon, but l'chayra you should throw yourself out, or you should just do a chazara of the previous daf. That's probably better than throwing yourself out. Did Tanya. Beis kel chasam v'gimel afilu tefach. That's what we know. That's what we paskin. 2 and 1. 2.1. Rabbi Shimon Aimer. Gimel kel chasan v'dalet afilu tefach. So clearly Rav Shimon holds more keva. Rav Gamliel did Tanya. He says, this is where we stopped last night. You make your sukkah to have a wagon or to have a boat. Rav Gamliel, Paisil. Rav Akiva Machshir. Why does Rav Gamliel paisel? Because at some level, having your sukkah on top of a wagon, a boat, is not keva. Now you could wonder and you could ask, and I believe the Gemaras will come back to this, why is it not keva? I don't know, you have a zayat, you have a massive, so l'chayr, it means a little epis. Yeah, canoe, sailboat. So we mentioned that briefly in the second parak. Good. But again, whatever it means, at some level it's not keva. That's what we're proving right now. Again, relative keva. Beis Shammai, Detanan, they didn't have yachts. We still.
Also the problem because the waves.
I just wanted a reference to Kinyan Succah on the yacht. No one picked up the bait.
It's not stationary. There's water. The water.
They were trying to make the event on the boat. Lamais, they couldn't get a boat big enough. Where is it?
Anyway,
Yeah. I think that's shot. I rather think that is shot. That on the water is a chavsa of ikvias. By its very nature. Even on a yacht, I think there's a Gemara somewhere about this. Someone help me. That the water. Don't know. Okay, I think that is shot. Beis Shammai Detanan Misha Rosh Ruba Segum Shachani B'Sech Habayis. Beis Shammai Pais V'Asil Machshirim. According to Beis Shammai, why is it apostle? Oh, very good. Shem Yishra Ach Shachani. Now, can you get a Mishnah Berurah Chelik Vav? We have to have one.
Yeah, top left, middle left.
Right there, up, left. That's Mishnayis. Mishnah Berurah. So when we learned this, many times, I think tough mentality. Hope I'm right. Many times the Olam asked, is this halacha with the whole table in the sukkah? So did anyone see the picture of sukkahs going around of the restaurant with the pop-up sukkahs? Okay, there was a restaurant apparently that had a great chap. To build a massive sukkah for everyone is expensive. They put little pop-up sukkahs for one person. Then there was a table, so you could go out to eat with your wife. She sits out of the sukkah, and you're in the sukkah. Gewaldige chap. Oh, what's going on? Is it possible according? So it's Beis Shammai. Shabbos do we pass this way? So fascinating is we never. If I can't find this in 1 second, I'm going to stop. Maybe. Lamaisa, we paskin like Beis Shammai. We paskin if shulchanai is not in your sukkah, it is puzzle. That's what we paskin. There's one big, however. So someone came over, tining that l'chayra, this restaurant, how could they do it? Etc. So first of all, it won't be the first restaurant that had a puzzle sukkah. I don't know if the chaver paid attention over sukkahs. No, but the real answer was that we paskin like Beis Shammai, but if a tefach of the shulchan is in the sukkah, then there's no gezeira. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. But if the shulchan is in your table, if your shulchan is in the sukkah and part of it is out of the sukkah, then there would be no gezeira. And I can't find this right now. Yeah. That's what they had. The Imamish had this case that the shulchanai was not in the thing, but that's a psak halacha. I think we spoke about it here. I'll find. You know the way these things work. The second afterwards, we'll find it. Okay, back to us. Rabbi Eliezer. Detinan. Hoises ukasai kimin srif. What is a srif? No? I have a picture of a srif if you like. Ready for a srif, Chavra? Oh, good. This is a srif. It's a bird watcher's hideout. Basically, it's like a circular. You take the palm branches and you make this. Yeah, basically, you go inside of it. Right. Good. So if you make your sukkah, probably it's actually I believe a much better picture in here. You make your sukkah kimin srif. Yeah, there is. That's first of all. I don't know. They make it on a zayat. I don't know. I'm saying. This sukkah looks pretty gishmak. Anyways, here's over here. It's easier to see over here. Conscious makes it easy. This is a kimin srif. Says the Gemara, kimin srif. Oi, what's the next case? Shesamcha lekaisel. This is samcha lekaisel. These are cases that we're going to talk about later in the Masechta, I believe. Samcha lekaisel. Everyone see samcha lekaisel? Samcha lekaisel? Yeah, we get to the inside. Samcha lekaisel. What's the halacha? Rav Eliezer paisel, v'shein loy gag, v'chachamim machshirim. So this is going to be the opinion of Rav Eliezer. It needs to be keva because he says there's no gag. What exactly does that mean? The Gemara is going to get there and Daf Yotes, but at some level Rav Eliezer needs keva. And finally,
But it's Rashi is one piece of something that
here.
Right? So if you have a one piece of whatever bamboo that you can bend, it's nice and strong enough.
Oh, good. So we have to see what you're asking.
It doesn't sound like it has anything to do with strong.
So what does it mean in the keva?
And keva, and that's not how a keva, big house is structured.
Something like that.
Material
I don't think
is
it has to do
either
with
a
strength.
wall or a roof.
Something like that.
Rashi is specifically saying, right, that you can't differentiate between the wall and the ceiling. Nothing to
Right,
do with
meaning
strength.
the site is, and this is what we're going to get to in Daf Yotes. You can ask in this one also, if you make this thing big enough, this could be a ganza fine dwelling, right? If you make a massive, big, tremendous beams, it could be beautiful underneath. The answer is there's no gag. By in halacha, the fact, right, in Achrami. In halacha, because there's no gag, it's called it's not keva. Yeah, it could be the most kevatic thing in the world. In Achrami, we're going to get to cases like that. That is the aside as of now. Acherim, who's Acherim? The Tanya. Hois Acherim Aimrim. Ois Sukkah Suya Kish Shoivach. Shoivach is a chicken coop, literally. Here's a Shoivach. Shoivach means a circle. A circle sukkah. Very modern. Very geschmack. Yours truly, $199. Well, it's possible. Acherim Aim the Tanya. Acherim Aim Sukkah Shoivach. Psula. What? Yeah, $2.99. Very good. The fee, why is it possible? She'ein law zavius. There's no corners. Who cares? Nachamol. A house has corners. What do you mean a house has corners? I don't know. Some modernish guy. God, there was in a house one time. There were no corners. There were no corners in the Ganze house. The whole house was curves. Give you a shtickle headache, but it's more flowing. I don't know all the tires that they give you about these things. But Lamaisa Zok there. It's possible because there's no keva. So that's the end of our list.
There's a certain sewer that it has to have.
But the question is again, we can ask like Rav was asking before. What do you mean? If I make, I could have a metal circular, I could build a whole hotel out of a circle, right? The Citadel. No. Which one in Eretz Yisrael is which one? No, the Waldorf's in the center. One of them, the Inbal. The sukkah it's not circular, but I'm saying you could versteh what we're talking about. It's a zari. So the answer is again. Yeah. The answer is in halacha doesn't have a din of keva. Okay, so that's our whole list. Amazing shitais.
Not because it doesn't have 2.5 walls.
So you're asking a good question. You're saying, why can't we say the biggest circle in the world doesn't have a din of 2.5 walls? That's not what we're saying, right? We're saying that the problem is that it doesn't have corners.
Maybe it just looks like one big wall since there's
It's not
no
a
corners.
structure.
It's not.
It's either ceiling or walls. It's not an actual structure.
Anyone chaylik in Acherim?
I don't believe so. We're going to come back to the Acherim. We're going to come back to the Acherim on Daf. I think we're going to come back to the Acherim. I don't remember. Let's give a quick look over here. No, I don't have anything. Okay, right.
I actually never saw Sukkah, but you cannot do
Everyone's asking. I know it's interesting. There's no Epis Rambam here, and I don't know anyone who argues. It's an interesting question. I don't know. Don't know. Maybe that's the raya. God, it would have been one chacham we thought of. Okay, but I've gained weiter. Was? It's a Taisus is busy over here with Rameir and different zachin. Usually we do paskin like Rameir, but okay, but I've gained weiter. Here we go. We have a drop more easy Gemara, and it's going to pave the way for the more difficult Gemara. And again, we'll try to make it not so scary. Amar Rav Yechanan. Sukkah asur ki kivshan. If you make a sukkah like a kivshan, what's a kivshan? An oven, which means in English, a circle. Nachamol, a circular sukkah. Oh, so here we go. Oh, this is where it's going to come back to. Very good. Im yesh behekefa. If the circumference has kidei leishev ba, to sit in it, chaf dalid b'nei adam, 24 people could sit in it. This is one of the cutest pictures. I'm a personal fan favorite. You have all these cute little guys sitting in a circle. Shtickle kindergarten class of adults. Maybe this would never work in real life, trying to get a picture of 24 chavra sitting in a circle.
It doesn't have to be that big. They have to have sitting around.
Oh, we're going to get to it. That's good for this is where we're getting to that sugya. Very good. Says the Gemara, Kasheira, Vimlav Psula, Kiman. Says the Gemara, Kerebi Da'amar Kol Sukkah Shem B'Dalamas Psula. So we're about to get into the math, but let's just explain what's going on over here. Now, what just happened with a moment ago that we said a Sukkah Asuyuk Shaivach is possible. Now we're coming along and we're saying if it's big enough, it's kosher. So what's the answer? The answer is we made a fundamental mistake. We paskin Sukkah is Diras Kava, Diras Arai. No, we paskin. Think about it. We all know the answer. We paskin Arai. So that's the answer to this question. That whole list was all Keva. So Enachanami. But we don't need Keva. We paskin Arai. So it's good that there's no Zavias, there's no corners. But Lamaisa, we paskin that's mutter. So now the question is, how big of a circle do you need? So now we're just going to a little bit explain conceptually. This is going to bring us back to our not arithmetic. What's it called? Come on, you guys are learning this 8th grade. No, pi and the area of a circle and the area of a square. Yeah, you always wonder. You never learned that? You didn't learn that yet? Of course. Last year, there you go. Yeah, and all the adults, always wondered, why do we have to learn this? It never is useful in your life. And now you know why you had to learn it, Baruch Hashem. Now you know. So basically, this is what we're going to have to figure out. We're going to explain this conceptually outside, and then tomorrow we're going to read it inside. We just said that the sukkah to be kosher needs 24 people sitting around in a circle. So now, question number 1 is, what is the width of a person? So that the Gemara is going to say, we're going to take a granted, the Gemara is going to teach us it's an amma. An amma is a width. An amma, 1.5 feet. Go measure it corner to corner, shoulder to shoulder, about 1.5 feet. Good. So now what does that mean? That means that your circle sukkah has to be 24 amos circle. In English we call that circumference for the hekef. For those who remember. What do they call it? You guys also learn this stuff, no? I didn't hear. Oh, forget about it. So that's easy for you. This is how you learn it. Gavaldik. In a circle. What's the question? Lehalacha, we know that a sukkah needs to be dalid amos al dalid amos. 4 amos by 4. Well, not lehalacha. According to Shitas Rebbe. Let's not get confused with halacha. Shitas Rebbe, the Gemara is going to say, is dalid amos al dalid amos. The question is, if I have a square that's 4 by 4, how big is the circle going to be outside of that square? How big is the circle going to be inside that square? Obviously, a circle inside the square is much smaller. A circle outside the square is much larger. So if the Gemara said that I have a square and now I have to be able to put a 4 by 4 square, I have a circle, 24 circumference, and I have to make a square inside of it of 4 by 4. So what do we got to do? We got to figure out a circle with a 24 around like this. How big is its diameter? The diameter of the circle, again, here's my circle. The diameter of my circle is also going to be able to figure out the size of the square. How's it going to figure out the size of my square? Because a square is azoi, right? So if I have the diagonal, there's good pictures. Tomorrow we're going to do this with the picture book. They really do a very nice job over here. This is where all your wonderful math that you learned in your whole life, the only time it's ever useful, because the rest of your life you use a calculator. And but this is how we're going to figure it out. And then the Gemara is going to figure out how big the circle has to be. That is going to be the entire complication of tomorrow's Gemara, which in theory people say is extremely complicated, but it really isn't. It's really 3 steps. And anyone who learns any level of math, you guys the kids will probably know better than we will, and we'll all pretend and they won't, and it'll be Gavaldik, B'siyata D'Shmaya tomorrow night.